right now, while you're listening to this. Your brain is running on a program that is 100,000 years old. You scan your surroundings for threats. You search for faces in the crowd. You feel anxiety when you're alone. And peace when you're near people you trust. This is not weakness. This is not a bug. This is the oldest operating system on the planet. 100,000 years ago, there were no cities, no writing, no governments. But people already existed. They loved, they feared, they laughed. They passed knowledge down to their children. They looked at the stars and asked questions. The question is not how they were different from us. The question is, how are we different from them? And are we different at all? You don't wake up because of a sound. You wake up because the silence has changed. The birds stop singing for a second and then begin again. That means there is no danger. That means it's safe to open your eyes. You are 7 years old. You lie between your mother and your grandmother. Their breathing is your first alarm clock. Their warmth is your first feeling of safety. Around you are 20 more people. You knew every voice before you even learned to speak yourself. This is not just family. This is your entire world. Your grandmother is already awake. She is feeding the fire, slowly, without words. She reads the coals the way we read a screen, knowing exactly what is needed, how much, and when. You watch her. She doesn't tell you to watch. There's no need. This is the first lesson of the day. Fire is not given. It is inherited. By the middle of the morning, you are already walking 3 miles from the camp, into the forest, step by step behind your aunt. No one told you to go. You simply stood up and followed her, because that's what all children do here. This is school. She stops near a patch of ground that looks completely ordinary to you. She crouches down, pushes a stick into the soil, and pulls out a root the size of a fist. She hands it to you. You smell it. She watches your face. Not the root. You. Then she points to another plant, almost identical. 3 veins on the leaf, not 5. She raises 3 fingers, then acts out pain, then death. Then points at you. No textbook, no grades, no gold stars, only a root that will kill you if you make a mistake. And a woman who has never made one, showing you the difference with her own hands. You will see this lesson 40 more times before it settles into your body forever. By midday, the adults have scattered. The hunters miles away, the gatherers moving in a wide arc through the forest. Only the children remain in the camp, and 2 elders watching without interfering, because now begins the most important part of the day. You play, not in an organized way, not safely. You climb a tree until it cracks and throws you to the ground. Everyone laughs. You laugh too. You throw a stick at a stone 15 steps away. Miss again. Then you hit it, and something flashes inside your chest. Modern science spent decades proving what these children already knew in their bodies. Every throw is training the arm for a spear. Every argument about who gets to be the hunter in the game is a social skill that will keep you inside the group for the next 50 years. Play is not a break from learning. Play is learning itself, the oldest school in the world, and no one ever had to invent it. Late afternoon, the heat begins to fade. You sit beside an old man who can no longer hunt. His hands tremble slightly as he shapes stone. But when he speaks, even the adults fall silent. Today he teaches you the stars, not from a book, not with a telescope, just a finger tracing patterns across the sky. 7 stars, something between a bear and a question mark. Then he begins a story, a hunter, a betrayal, a great flood, a fish that could speak. You do not understand all of it, but you will remember it forever, because stories are the hard drives of this world. Inside them, information is hidden. When those stars stand overhead at sunset, the salmon move upriver. When they vanish beyond the horizon, the first frost is 3 weeks away. The story is a calendar, the old man is a library, and right now your mind is being filled with knowledge that may one day save your life. We think of hunting as the daily routine of ancient humans. Hollywood taught us, every morning spear in hand, off to hunt a mammoth. But reality was very different. A successful hunt happened once every few days, sometimes once every few weeks. Most calories came not from meat, but from roots, berries, nuts, and seeds. Hunting was not routine. Hunting was an event, high risk, high reward, and often a return with empty hands. But when the hunt succeeded, the whole camp changed. Children ran toward the sound. Old people straightened their backs. Even the dogs lifted their heads. It was more than meat. It was proof that the world still worked. That effort mattered. That ancient skills still held strong. And on the faces of the hunters returning home with prey on their shoulders, there was an exhaustion that looked exactly like pride. When the sun disappears, the world shrinks. Everything becomes a circle of firelight and the people inside it. Beyond it, darkness, and sounds better left unseen. But inside the circle, people begin to speak, not about food, not about hunting, about what happened, what could happen, what may come someday. This is the first internet on Earth. News, warnings, stories, memories, passed from mouth to mouth, from fire to fire, from generation to generation. Someone tells a story about a grandmother who once found a valley filled with horses moving like water. The story became a place. The place became a name. You are almost asleep. The fire is fading, and everything you need to survive and belong is already inside you, waiting. Here is what becomes astonishing if you think about it long enough. That child, falling asleep beside the fire with berry juice on his hands, had no textbooks, no grades, no classrooms, and still, by 10, he knew hundreds of plants. By 15, he could read the land like a map. By 20, he was teaching others. We look at the ancient world and see what was missing. Medicine, technology, safety, long life. And yes, that matters. But that child had something we quietly lost. The full attention of adults. The freedom to learn through mistakes. The feeling that everyone around you was part of your survival. And the understanding that the world itself, every plant, every star, every track in the dirt, was trying to tell you something. We are the descendants of that child. Our brains are still the same. Somewhere beneath the noise, the old systems are still running, still listening to birds at dawn, still staring into fire, still waiting for the story to begin. Maybe it never ended.